The following is a presentation of TFNN.
Sylvester Stallone knew his whole life what he wanted to do. For him, it was a chance to inspire others. Life wasn't easy. At birth, he was pulled out by forceps. It's why he looks and speaks the way he does. 1,500 agents said, "No, you're not an actor." His first 3 scenes led to nothing, but he never gave up. Sly sold his first script, Paradise Alley, for $100. That money didn't last long. The last thing he had left was his dog. He got $25. That was rock bottom. He cried, and soon after, watched a fight between Muhammad Ali and Chuck Wepner. Wepner went 15 rounds but was pounded to a pulp. It inspired Sly, and he wrote for 20 hours straight the entire Rocky movie. Tried to sell it, but nobody wanted it. Too predictable, too sappy. Sly saved those comments and read them to himself the night he won the Oscar. Sly never gave up. One day, 2 guys offered to buy the script for $125,000. Sly said with one condition, "I'm Rocky." No way. We need a star like Ryan O'Neal to play Rocky. Can you imagine? The same guys called him back and offered him $250,000 not to star in his own movie. Sly said no. They countered with $325,000. Sly said no. They compromised. $35,000, points in the movie, and Sly would play Rocky. Rocky has grossed over $225 million and the entire franchise over $1 billion. What's your Rocky moment, folks? What's your vision? Your unstoppable success? You were born to be a money master. The time is now to take massive action.
Let's go over to Don in Odessa, Florida. Don, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
Hey, Steve. Thank you.
You bet. How you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I'm a subscriber to your service, and I just want to let you know that I sure do appreciate what you've done for me.
Wow. Thank you very, very much.
The Trader's Edge with your host, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning from TFNN. Welcome to the April 1st terrific Tuesday edition of today's Opening Bell on the Trader's Edge. Yes, folks, what is your Rocky moment? You know, I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and I absolutely treasure your presence here today. My outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools that each of us need in order to lead an inspired life. Because leading an inspired life, folks, that's what it's all about. Let's go look at one of our tools, the tool I call you Choose What You Carry. Now, folks, there's an ancient legend about 3 men, each of whom carried 2 sacks that were tied around their necks, one in the front and one in the back. When the first man was asked what his sacks contained, he said, well, in the front sack contains all the kind deeds of my friends. And I carry those on my, he said in one of his sacks, my apology, I already screwed this up. We'll just do a little quick rewind here. So he said that in one of his sacks, he carried all the kind deeds of his friends, and he carried that on his back. And in the front sack, he carried all the unkind things that had happened to him over his past. And as he was walking along, he would often stop. He would take out the things in the front sack, those unkind deeds, and he would look at them from various angles. And he would concentrate on them and study for sure and he would direct all of his focus and thoughts and his feelings towards them. Now, as it turns out, because of this man's frequent stops along the way to mull over all the unfortunate things that happened to him, he made little progress in life. Now, when the second man was asked the same question, what he was carrying in his 2 sacks, he replied, hey, in the front sack are all my good deeds. I keep those before me and continually take them out, and I flash them around to everyone. I want everyone to see all those good deeds. The sack in the rear, it holds all of my mistakes. I carry them with me wherever I go. They're heavy, and they slow me down, but for some reason, I just can't put them aside. The third man, when asked what he carried in his 2 sacks, he replied, hey, the front sack is full of wonderful thoughts about people, the kind deeds they've done for me, all the good things I've had in my life. It's a big sack and very, very full, but it isn't heavy. The weight is like the sails on a ship. Far from being a burden, instead, it helps me to move forward. The sack on my back, well, it's empty because I've cut a big hole in the bottom of it. In that sack, I put all the evil I hear of others and all the bad thoughts I sometimes have about myself, as we all do. Those things, those thoughts, they fall through that hole in the sack and they're lost forever, and therefore I have no weight to make my journey more difficult. Question, folks, what are in your sacks and where do you carry them? We all have them, and chances are one of these three men represents what it is that you carry and where you carry it. You know, folks, the only thing in life we can control is the meaning we give to something, and as I like to say, something to think about. Well, let's go check out these markets out here right now. There's something to think about. We've got Dow futures up 51 points. They're trading out at 16,424. S&P futures up about 6 points, trading out at 1870 and a little change. NASDAQ futures up 12.5 points. They're trading out at 35.98. Russell 2000, a little negative out there. That is something to think about. King dollar back about 6 pennies, trading out at 81.19. Not a ton of movement here I should say not a ton of movement in the currency market. Of course, that's really a misnomer out there. We're going to go take a look at your friend and mine. That's the Euro-Japanese yen currency pair, the carry trade out there, the real fuel to the marketplace. We'll go check on that currency pair. And the hard metals out here, Goldilocks up $2 right now. She's trading out at $12.85. Silver up 2 pennies, trading out at $19.77. Light sweet crude back 26 cents right now, trading out at $101.33. Our call number, it's 877-927-6648. Give me a call, folks. Hey, I know what it's like to call into a radio show. I know those nerves that build up within inside each of us. I called into a radio show on Sunday. And even as much as I do this, I can still feel that swell up. But just give me a call. I won't bite. I'll help you out however I can, answer any question, help you with your trading. As we take a quick peek around the globe out here, we've got the DAX. It's up 0.7% right now. It's up 64 points and change. FTSE up 44 points. It's also up about 0.7%. In Asia last night, a little bit of a mixed bag. We had the Nikkei down 35 points, so not really a big deal, down 0.25%. The Hang Seng was up 1 3/10%, up 297 points. The Shanghai up about 15, up 0.7%. Hey, any of you guys catch, I love Tuesdays. I like each of the show openings out there. They certainly have some meaning to me. They're supposed to really kick us off and start us, kind of inspire us. And, Tuesday's show opening is about Rocky. Now, Rocky, as I understand it, there's going to be a play on, I think it's in New York, right? So there's going to, and I don't know when it opens. Maybe it's this week or what have you, but there was a interview that, what's that morning show on NBC? What's that morning show? The Today Show. I believe they interviewed Sylvester Stallone today, and of course he told this Rocky story that we tell on Tuesday. There's nothing like a true story and an underdog, and where it doesn't matter what you really think about Sylvester Stallone. That's not the point of the story. The point of the story is for each of us to find our Rocky moment out there and to have enough belief in ourselves to just simply power through, because it's the universe's role to test us. Look, if you're short, it's the universe's role to test you. Yesterday could be a huge test. We're going to go see what that test actually means out there. If you're long, it's a test. So no matter which side of the trade you're on, no matter where you carry those sacks in the front or the back, it's always a test out here. So let's go check out the test. Let's go check out the currency pair out here, because that's really the big story. That's the most important thing, is to understand, because you can look, somehow, I believe now, I don't catch all the shows out there. I usually keep it on as kind of background noise, background music out there. But how is it that everybody was out there saying it was Janet Yellen that moved the markets yesterday? I mean, goodness gracious. Apparently nobody was listening at 9 o'clock in the morning when futures were up, and we were saying, well, why are futures up? Well, that was pretty clear. It was because the euro-yen trade, that was moving the markets. Yeah, she might have some influence out there, but the reality was we knew the story ahead of time. We already knew what was going on with regard to this currency pair. It could not bust out a level of support out there. If you can't bust them down, what is it going to do? It's going to try to bust them up. What are we doing inside the euro-Japanese yen right now? It's heading to the 142.95 level. That's your 0.786 retracement area. But, hey, that does not mean that it's got to stop there. This is the fuel for the fire. There are divergences that occur inside the marketplace. In fact, you want to be able to learn how to take advantage of those divergences. And inside the euro-Japanese yen right now, we're taking a look at a daily chart. So it means we've got to take a look at the daily. We need to know what goes on here. We need to know what's going on a intraday chart. I would say a 120-minute chart is a good time period. Why 120-minute charts? Well, look at it like this. If you take a daily chart, you also want to know what's going on a weekly chart. So one day, you multiply times 5, you've got a weekly chart, right? Well, in this case here, if you take a look at the trading hours that you're dealing with here, a 2-hour chart, considering if you're trading for about 6 hours, 2 hours is just kind of like a nice equilibrium. You could take, 24 hours divided by 5. What do you come up with there? Maybe a 4-hour-ish type of chart out there. In any event, so So you could use maybe a 4-hour, but we're using the 120-minute chart. We'll go check in on that to see what's going on with its patterns that are out there. But right now, as we take a look at the euro U.S. dollar, if you're wondering, hey, why are futures higher? It's really simple. Go check in on the currency pair. Look, you do not need to trade the currency pair, but trading without it, boy, that's like just simply going sailing and not being able to understand the direction of the wind and where you ought to set your sails out. So as we take a look at the Euro-Japanese yen right now, it's up at the top of its trading range. It's past the 0.618 retracement. What do I mean by that? I just simply mean come from the swing point high out here where it formed that nice 0.786 Gartley sell pattern. That occurred on March the 7th. We got a nice confirmation of that pattern on March the 11th. Big follow-through. 2 sessions later out there, but what it ran into was what? It ran into the breakout. The breakout identified by a wide-ranging bar. In currencies, we do not have volume out there. That's where you really understand that you want to be able to learn the extraordinary power of what these candlesticks actually mean. Because if it works like this, even on a chart with volume, remember, volume is only one element of any trading strategy out there. That's all that it is. It's one element. You've got to break it down. There's also a message of the markets here with that wide-ranging bar that took place on March the 6th. So what we're going to really be watching is this 143.77 level. That's if, in fact, the Euro-Japanese yen can get up there. Does it need to? No. You know, the first objective really of this, remember there's always 5 outcomes of any type of Gartley buy or sell pattern out here. And if we take a look at the Euro-Japanese yen, we go from the low on February 4th up to the high that came in here on March the 10th. You'll see it achieved its first objective, the dead cat bounce, a 0.382 retracement. It actually did a little bit more than that, maybe got down to about the 50% level out there. Well, now, folks, this could be setting up the C point of an A to B equals CD down. And is that going to be important to us? Yeah, it's going to be important no matter whether you are long or short the market. So now let's switch over. Let's take a look at the intraday chart out here for our favorite currency pair, and let's see what it is doing. Now, if we look at the 120-minute chart, you'll see a number of different price channel lines. You'll see descending price channels. Those are marked with red lines if you're watching us on TigerTV. The rising price channel, those are the black lines that are out here inside of the 120-minute chart. Now, what has the euro done? The euro yen broke out of the rising price channel. It did that back here right around 11 o'clock in the morning on March the 20th. Stayed out of it. It formed what? It formed a price relative strength divergent pattern as it was making its low at 5 a.m. That was on March the 28th. You got that nice reversal signal, that bullish engulfing candle out here that took place at 7 a.m. And now what we've also seen here, we've seen price get back inside that rising price channel. The question is, was this a false breakout? Well, look what it is that we may have forming here as we make the next move higher. Right now, you can see that the relative strength reading as was making its high, and this was at 9 o'clock yesterday morning, was up at 75.04. We're making a higher high right now. Guess what? We're doing it on less relative strength. And if you were a Chapman wave peak trough counter out here, well, you'd be counting the peaks, and guess what? We're at that, what would that be? The 5th level out there, A, B, C, D, E. Ooh. In any event, we're going to be paying attention to the Euro-Japanese yen because this is the precursor of what takes place in the markets. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts.
In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Investors, Taz Market Research delivers to its subscribers expert commentary on the analysis of 15 different markets each day. Get this invaluable and timely information through the daily market research videos Taz Market Research produces each day before 9 a.m. The video analysis will include reports on currencies, interest rates, indices, metals, energies, grains, and more. You'll be able to gauge where high profitability setups are in each of the markets. Receive a free 2-week trial subscription to Taz Market Research videos on the front page of TFNN.com.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pezzavento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
With the launch of TigerTV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzavento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing. Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back. Let's see, in the pre-markets out here, what do we have that is jumping around? You've got Las Vegas Sands. LVS is the ticker symbol. They close at 80.78. Right now, last trade fired off at 84.26 out there. I don't see any news behind the move. You've got Gilead Sciences, GILD is the ticker symbol. They close at 70.86. They're up about a little over $2. Last trade fired off at 72. 60, about 72.60. MGM Resorts. So let's see, who was the culprit out here? Maybe MGM was out with earnings here. No, MGM not out with numbers that I see. They close at 25.86. They're trading out at 26.61. So what's behind the move here inside of these gaming stocks out here? We've got ISO Ray. ISR is the ticker symbol. They close at 220. They're at 263 right now. Facebook is up a bit. Let's see, to the downside, we've got Medicines Company. MDCO is the ticker symbol. This does not look good for it. It closed at 28.42. It's trading down at about $24 right now. Let me see here. Not showing any news on this, but this does not look good. Aerotech, ARTX, is the ticker symbol. They were out with numbers. They generated revenue in the fourth quarter of, was it the fourth quarter? See, 2000, no, the 2000, 14 revenue here. Give me a second here. There we go. Net loss for the fourth quarter, $590,000 versus $446 out there. And revenue-wise, it was $20.9 million versus $22. So missing on the top, missing on the bottom. They close at $622. They're trading at $553 right now. We've got Teva Pharmaceuticals, TEVA is the ticker symbol. They close at $52.84. They're trading at $52.69. So no big deal right there. Let's take a look at this medicines. Let's go see what we can see on the it's a leader on the way down. Again, last trade fired off at $24. Let's go see what we've got here at the $24 level at $24. See if we've got any volume bars hanging out down here that we can see. Nothing. And no, it's down below its last volume bar. I may need to put up another chart just to grab some more data. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. So give me a switch over here. MDCO is the ticker symbol. Let's go see what it's actually doing here. MDCO. Be a little bit easier for me to pull this up and look at the data here. So we had a nice big. This thing gapped down with some pretty decent volume back here on February 10th. And yesterday, here's the breakout inside this. So at $24, so here it's pretty clear. Now you got a couple of different things that are taking place. Number one, if you take yourself back to June 6, 2012, you'll see you've got you kind of have narrow price spread, really. This went from a low of $22.35 to a high of $22.98, so no big deal out there. But you had a big volume bar, 6.5 million shares, so you can expect that area to act as a support level, should act as a support level. Now, what we can see here is there was also a little bit of a sign of strength on December 19, 2012, 476, well, actually it was a little bit more than that. The actual breakout session was the following day. That was on December 20th, 2.7 million shares. The high there is 24.40. The low is 23.38. So this is going to come back this morning. It's going to close that gap. If it gets below there, we pull this back even further. Well, there's the danger thing. It takes you back to, how about that, to May of 2009. So it needs to really hold that $24 area. Let's put this on a weekly chart here for the moment. This will give us a better guide from a volume standpoint. So it's already into this little breakout session here, the low 25.49. So it's going to probably come back and test this November 16, 2012 swing point area. So it looks like that's where it's probably headed towards. And if it takes that level out, well, this thing will go ahead and move all the way back down to a breakout from August 2010 in the $9.30 area. And this is a stock that closed at $28. So you've got to be careful on this thing, because once it breaks, if it were to break the $20 mark here, well, I'll say $17.75. There's really nothing to stop it from getting all the way back to $9 and change out there. Let's go check out. What do we want to check? Let's go check out the NASDAQ, right? So if we take a look at the NASDAQ futures out here, what do we have? Now, one, if we take a look at the Gartley buy pattern that it formed, that would take us off of the February 5th low out here. 34.12 is a number all the way up to the high that came in on March the 7th. Forms an A to B equals CD down, a nice A to B equals CD down. Take a look at that. Take a look at that Fibonacci retracement and expansion numbers. You got a 0.618 retracement. You got a 1.618 expansion of your B to C swing point out there. You got a 0.786 retracement. A beautiful Gartley buy pattern out here. Now, if we take a look and see what it's done, you've got 5 outcomes, 5 potential outcomes. It has not attained the first outcome. Even yesterday, as it moved higher, got up to 36.11.25. Hey, 36.14 would have been your dead cat bounce. It's going to go attack that area this morning. You're trading at 36.01, so should be able to get enough juice to get up to 36.14. If it can close that, if it can get above that level, it's looking at 36.62. 877-927-6648. Be right back, folks.
It's always better when we're together.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization memorization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Andy Heck's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
And we're off to the races. We got the Dow up 62 points, trade out at 16,518. S&P up 7.5 points, trade out at 1879. Composite up 28 points, up leading the charge actually on the way up 0.7%. It's up trade out at 42.27. Russell 2000 up 4 points. It's trade out at 11.77. The SOX index, it's up about 0.5%, up 3 points, trade out at 589. We got the XAU is up 60 cents this morning, trade out at 91.88. New York Stock Exchange up about 0.3%. Leading the charge, the upside, we've got Intuitive Surgical, ISRG, is the ticker symbol, up $62 right now. It's up 14%. They went ahead and released, I guess they got approval on a new Da Vinci system out there. So we'll go take a look at that stock. Google's up about $10 this morning, up 0.8%. Wynn Resorts up 3%. So we got all of the gaming stocks out here. Let me see. Was there Wynn Resorts out with earnings? No. Boy, no earnings on Wynn Resorts out there as well. So we'll take a look at that entire gaming sector out here, see what kind of breakout we've got going on. You've got Netflix up about $6, Baidu up $5.50, VIP Shop Holdings, that's up another $5 this morning, Amazon up about $5, Jazz Pharmaceuticals up $4, the IBB Biotech up $3.50 to the downside. Medicines Company leading the charge off $4, and you've got Partner Limited, PRE is a ticker symbol, that's down $1.80. CUI Global down $1 out here. Nothing really big to the downside here dollar-wise. So let's go check in on some of these equities, see what they're actually doing, see what they're trading into. Let's start off with Intuitive Surgical. As you know, kind of a volatile stock out here. ISRG is the ticker symbol. We're going to see lots of gaps inside this stock chart out here. So you can see right now it's trading into one of those gaps. So this thing had a gap down back on July. Wow, this is one heck of an island bottom pattern. Let's go check this out. So this thing gaps down on July 9th. Does it with 5.5 million shares out there. The prior session, it had closed at $500.08. It's trading at $500, $501 right now. So it closes at 500.08. This is back in July 2013, July 8th. July 9th, it opens up at $428. Big gap. And had big volume to the downside. Now, as we pull this back, take a look at this island bottom that it has just formed here this morning. Big island bottom. Let me see here. Let's see if we can truly qualify it. The low of the session, here's what I'm going to look at. The low of the session, I mean, it qualifies as an island bottom no matter what. I just want to see what it did as it got down to the May 23rd level, 465.11. Did it hit 465.11 when it got up here and give it away? No, 462.47. So this is an island bottom pattern inside of Intuitive Surgical, and it's a huge one. So all those folks, let me go ahead and I'll circle the island pattern out here and just explain to you again what that is. Typically an island pattern, top or bottom, is going to take place over a period of, typically it's 3 candle sessions out there, but they can be much longer. In this case here, this is the chain of islands bottom that it had formed, because we're talking about, and in this case here, it's the gap down. So you've got this gap down from July 8th to the July 9th session. Goes ahead, so since July 9th, it's been traveling from a range of anywhere from a high of about 462 down to a low that was put in at about 351 level. So pretty big price range out there, and obviously a lot of volume that had taken place there. And then what you have today, you've got a gap up, so it leaves this little void of price out here. And those are extremely bullish patterns out there. This is a large one. This is a very large pattern. Now, they don't have to occur at the ultimate bottom or at the ultimate high. When they do, though, and those are ones you most certainly want to be paying attention to. But this is a big island. I was thinking of maybe adding an adjective there, but that probably wouldn't be appropriate on live radio. So it is you can probably figure out what that adjective was out there. And anyway, that's a big island bottom. That is very bullish. So what does that mean out here with regard to Intuitive Surgical? Let's take, assuming that it holds for the day. We don't know if it will or it won't. So far, 472,000 shares in only 9 minutes of trading. So it's got some pretty good volume in this. What should it now do? Let's go take a look at a weekly chart. Let's put this on a weekly chart out here. Weekly chart, what is this showing? I don't know what lines I had out here before. Weekly chart is showing that it's taking on this little downdraft session, so at a big volume here. It's trying to get above. So here, in essence, is your resistance area, and this would be very bullish if it could get above that 505.66 range. That's where it started, that downdraft on the weekly basis. If we went back and took a look at that downdraft on the daily. So that's what it's really trading into. Now, so far, too early in the week. We're only into the opening session here of Tuesday. So we'll try to check back in on Intuitive Surgical, but bodes well for it to go up. And let's take a look at retracements out here. Let's go see what kind of pattern did it form. There was certainly an A to B equals CD down. Was there any kind of Gartley pattern that this thing had formed here up at this low that it created? Yeah, one could argue that it most certainly did out here. Let me take a look at a monthly chart here for Intuitive Surgical. So actually, the monthly chart is not too, it's really not too bad out here. Just needs to get above 509.20. If you can clear that, old resistance becomes what? Becomes new support, and that should become new support for Intuitive Surgical. Let's go check out some of these other stocks here that are popping and dropping. Let's go see what's going on inside of the gaming sector out here. Let's take a look at Wynn. We'll take a look at Wynn, Las Vegas Sands. Who else was it that was moving out there in the gaming complex? In any event, let's take a look at Wynn. It's gapping up here this morning. No island in it. Let's go ahead and get a clean chart out here. So as we take a look at Wynn Resorts, up this morning here, trading out at 230.11. It's got 290,000 shares. And it made a low here recently with 2.7 million shares. That 2.7 million shares was going against a sign of strength out here. Never traded all the way back to the bottom of that sign of strength, which was the January 31st level. But the retracement came back on light volume. So it was 4.8 million shares back there. So a nice sign of strength. Here we'll draw the line across the bottom of that. Actually, we'll do it right here because here's where the sign of strength was tested. Let's make that a black chart. So on the trading session, this daily chart we're looking at. If we take a look at January 31st out here, January 31st gaps up with 4.8 million shares, trades sideways the next day, sideways the following day, and then pulls back into the breakout session with 3.3 million shares. So it does it with light volume, goes ahead and takes off to form a high out here somewhere around the 249-ish type level. Let's see, did you get a confirmed A to B equals C to the upside? B point on this would be your swing from January 21st out there, 1.8 million shares, came into it most certainly and got above with 4.8. So you had a confirmed A to B equals C to the upside. The small one looks like this right here, right around a price projection. Well, how about that? You got to love that. Let's do that again. Let me grab the exact swing low. So I'm using the as my A point. I'm using November 20th, and that's out at 157.48. The B point that I'm using, January 21st. The C point that I'm using right down here on January 27th. You can see it completes a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. This was telling me, though, that it actually wants higher price. It looks like what Wynn wants to do is trade back up to the trade up to the 264 type level out here. Now, that's all going to that'll occur if it can get through the swing point high, which is 249.31. 249.31. That's the price session from March the 5th out there. Only 900,000 shares. So that we'll know as price gets into the 245.60 level. If it's coming in there with more than 900,000 shares, chances are what Wynn Resorts is trying to do is set up this next A to B equals CD to the upside out here. That's after making a retracement here. So when it came back into that sign of strength one more time, it made a 0.618 retracement. The number would have been 212.06, and that was back what looks like last Thursday on March the 27th. It got down to 207.06, but closed out at 213.76. So Wynn Resorts looks up PDG. Let me put this on a monthly. Is this thing screaming towards all-time highs? Yeah, it most certainly is. So on the monthly basis out here, we take a look at Wynn Resorts. Let's see if this has a confirmed A to B equals CD to the upside and where that price projection is. So it's completed the monthly chart. 248.32 was its number. Did it pass the B point with volume? 43 million shares was passed with 26 million shares, 39 million shares the following month. So never got over the swing point with 43 million shares. Doesn't matter. Because it is moving higher out here. And if we take a look at retracements, our B to C retracement out here, about a 50% retracement. So monthly chart says it, too, can move higher. Let's go check out Las Vegas Sands. It's a good-looking chart out here. Now, this was a no key reversal session or anything last month out here. We did end the month, right? We're already into April. April Fool's Day. Huh. April Fool's Day. You still play jokes on folks? Any of you out there playing any good April Fool's things out here? It's nothing that I ever got too involved with out there. In any event, let's take a look at LVS, Las Vegas Sands. Let's go see what it's doing. It gapped up here this morning. Whoops. Give me a moment here to pull that chart back up, Las Vegas Sands. Let's start with a clean chart out here and see what it is doing. So we got Las Vegas Sands. Really a similar looking. No, not similar at all. Las Vegas Sands is not anywhere near its all-time highs out here back in October of 2007. So this is a weaker stock chart compared to Wynn Resorts. So if you were looking to move into that sector out there, Wynn Resorts looks much stronger. Nonetheless here, if we take a look at Las Vegas Sands, it had a I had a little bit of sign of weakness, and then a couple of trading sessions later, and back in January of 2014, had a little bit of a sign of strength. So this thing just simply pulled back into its swing point area here with lighter volume. Well, actually, I should grab this other one. Let's do that here. Let me delete this. All right. It's always a weird session day right here. See, this session here, February 5th, assuming that my chart data is correct out here, no wide price spread, but big volume bar, and that's what it pulled into. The volume on that session was 11.5 million shares. On the pullback here last Thursday, March 27th, the pullback was 7.4 million shares. In any event, nonetheless, a nice gap up this morning. It's got good volume behind it, 1.3 million shares. Look, if Las Vegas Sands can get above the high of March 7th, that would be $88.28. Do it with more than 3 million shares. You could have a little bit of a larger A to B equals CD to the upside, but that's where it's headed to. That's resistance level. You got a bearish engulfing key reversal session, so Las Vegas Sands should run into resistance on that March 7th high out there. Was there another one? I think there was another equity here. I just don't see it on my screen out here. You had Las Vegas Sands, and can't remember. Maybe I'll remember it a little bit later. In any event, let's go take a look at Intercontinental Exchange. It's trading to the downside. Then we'll go take a look at the currency pairs, commodities. Let's go do that for you here in just a moment. Let's take a look at. We already taken a look at Medicine's MDCO ICE, the Intercontinental Exchange out here. It is the it's got down about $3 here, down about 1.5%. And let's pull this data up. So trade out at 194.79. Let's go see what's going on behind this move out here. Looks like it has taken over. Looks like this may be an A to B equals CD to the downside. Now, the B point on this is the trading session from January 30th. Only 581,000 shares there. The low is 209.55. That level was attacked with 1.2 million shares. So, yeah, you've got a confirmed A to B equals CD down. That's on the Intercontinental Exchange out here. That says your 1-to-1 takes you to 191.38, 1-to-1.272, the 183-ish level. Let's go see, is there some volume here that might be able to stop the descent out here? Not really. If we take a look at retracements, take a look at a potential Gartley buy pattern that could be setting up here. It looks like right around the 189.34 range. Let's go take a look at the expansion of the B to C swing point out here. Take a look, see where that may take us to. So the 192.38 forms a fairly decent Gartley buy pattern out here. Volume will be really key, and, of course, the reversal candle will even be more key. What does it actually look like? If we just go ahead and we color it in, this is so I would suspect that this is right around the area where price is trying to travel down to, right around the 192-ish range out here. 189.34 to 192 is likely the target area. Let's go take a look at gold, silver, light sweet crude, see what they're doing. Right now you've got the Dow is up 72 points. The S&P is up 9 out here. They're up at the top of their trading range for the day. Let's go check out Goldilocks. Let's take a look at what it is doing here this morning, if anything. At this stage, not really much of all. It's traded out at 12.85. You can see no reversal signals here yet. Looks like gold on its way down to about the 12.62 level, the 0.618 retracement area of its move from the low of December 31st all the way to the high on that key reversal trading session that formed on March the 17th. Let's take a look at silver, see what it is doing out here. Silver, as I last recall, it's trading inside that consolidation zone. No reversals here yet. Silver had moved into the oversold-ish type level. Never got below the 30 level of the 14-period relative strength, but it got down to a low here, a couple trading sessions ago, 21. Oh, I take that back. Got down to 33.63 or so out here. So, really moving close to that area. Now, what you don't like to see when you start getting to an oversold condition, potentially oversold condition, here's how can I say it's what you don't like to see? I don't know what side of the trade that you're on. Let's just talk about what it's doing here. When you move into an oversold condition and you just travel sideways to work that off, that's bearish. So if you are still long silver, you actually don't want to see that. Looks like silver wants to make a run to 1946, maybe even $18.75 or so. Dow's up 79, S&P's up 9. Be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com. Eastern legend tells of a fair maiden who was offered a rare gift by the king of the land, a bag of pearls. The king promised that she could keep the largest, most perfect pearl she could find with these 3 conditions. 1, choose only 1 pearl. 2, remove 1 pearl at a time, accept or reject it. And 3, if rejected, it would be lost forever. She began by looking at the pearls, passing on many special treasures. She delved deeper into the bag, and soon the pearls were replaced with pebbles. Sadly, she went home empty-handed. Folks, replace pearls with time, because we cannot go back even 2 seconds. We live in the eternal moment of now. So when now are you going to take advantage of my offer to you, a subscription to my daily investment newsletter service, Mastering Probability, where you can experience the most incredible pearls for trading and investing, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator and Strategy. The offer? It gets better. A 30-day money-back guarantee. Don't go home empty-handed. Mastering Probability. Available on the homepage of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 92 points. S&P's up 9.5. NASDAQ up 37 points. I saw a statistic last night. I know I can get it out. I didn't get a chance to go test it out. Maybe you want to go test it out and then let me know. And that was that April 1st has a 70% chance of being a up day out here. So I'd have to say at least at this stage of the game, the 70% chance is being fulfilled out there. It's probably one we want to write down and go test out. Days of the year that have a percentage. I don't have a tool out there that goes and easily calculates that, but maybe want to go back and take a look at it. Looks like that is certainly coming to fruition out here. Let's take a quick peek at some of the stocks index charts around the world. Let's take a look at the DAX out here in Germany. It's trading up 72 points this morning, up about 0.7% out here. It's trading out at 96.26. You know, a little bit of a trend line, resistance that it's going to try to trade into if we come off of the high here from January 21st out at 97.94. And change, and run the next year trend line right into the top of the swing point from February 26th. That's out at 97.20. It's got a little bit of room to go before it gets up to that level. We'll see if, in fact, it can break that trend. That would be bullish if it does. Retracement-wise, it's trading also right now into the swing point from September 26th, so the low of which it was rejected yesterday, but today it's trading inside there. That low is 96.12.52 out here. So that's what's going on with the DAX. Let's look at the FTSE. FTSE trading in that 400-point consolidation range out here, maybe just a tad more than 400 points. Now the FTSE, if we take a look at its retracement, from inside the consolidation from the low here on February the 4th, to the high that was put in on February 25th. It made a 0.786 retracement. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Let's go see what it's done here on this move. Looks like I'm going to have to expand my box out here. Let me see if I can do that here while we're live on the show. No, I don't have to. Why can't I do that? There we go. Let's try to expand this out. There we go. So there's our in essence, our consolidation range. Now, if we take a look at what the FTSE has done from the high out here to the low, you'll see right now just trading just slightly above the 0.382 retracement, 66.35. I'd say if it can close above the high from yesterday, which would be 66.52.87, stands a really good chance of moving up to the 67.24 mark. That's your 0.618 retracement level. That's what's going on inside the FTSE. Let's look at the Nikkei. The Nikkei yesterday, I believe, was the changeover of where taxes went up in Japan. I think across the board. I think Abe went ahead and inherited some. I don't recall it being talked about at all on the media, but yesterday was the beginning of their fiscal year. Or today's the beginning of their fiscal, really for there, because they're ahead or behind us. They're ahead of us. So obviously yesterday, today, April 1st, began the beginning of their fiscal year out here, and some new taxes go into effect. I think it's a 10% tax. I have to look it up. I think it's a 10% tax, consumption tax across the board out here. So it'll be interesting to see how that impacts what goes on inside of Japan out there, especially with regard to the Nikkei, and or what Abe, has got no risk aversion to get those printing presses going over in Japan. I mean, he's been doing that. In fact, I think he's got a lot more to print now if he's going to try to overcome that 10% tax that was just put in place here. So maybe that was a little bit of part of the reason, because the U.S. certainly handed off the markets to Asia last night really well out here, but the Nikkei not doing much, only making it up to the dead cat bounce level here of their retracement from high to low. Folks, it is a terrific Tuesday. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great day. Look forward to seeing you bright and early tomorrow morning, or in maybe about 8 minutes. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye now.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
This is TFNN.